Hello, welcome to my channel. I want to say thank you for coming to my channel, watching my video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so that you can, and the bell so that you can get notified when I post new videos. So the way that my readings work is that I do a general reading, I do a quick love spread, and then I do a quick finance spread. I tend to spend more time on the general readings because they're general than I do the love and the finance, but I do give you thorough insight into all of those. And if I can get all of that done in under 30 minutes, then I feel like it's a success. So let's get going with the general reading here. There is a masculine energy that's coming up as very fiery. This might be your energy. This might be your energy. I'm picking up that it might be. Now, if you say this is someone else, you have to take it as it resonates for your life. But I'm really feeling like whoever I'm doing this reading for, this is their energy. But there is passionate, fiery, stubborn energy here. I'm getting stubborn on the scale of like Aries, stubborn on the scale of a Taurus who's like 10 toes down on a subject. I'm getting stubborn in the sense of like a Scorpio who's heavy in their Mars energy. I'm getting really, but the thing about this energy that I'm picking up on is that it's not being stubborn for the sake of being stubborn. Like I'm not getting asshole energy, right? I mean, because you meet people like that who are just difficult for the sake of being difficult, right? I'm picking up here that there is complications or difficulties that have forced you or put you in a defensive position, right? You have the Seven of Wands here, which is a defensive position. So there's something about the environment that you're in or the interaction that you are facing right now or going to face in the very near future that's going to put you on your back foot. And what that means is when you go back on your back foot, you have to give yourself leverage because there's something that's pushing up against you, and like your mindset is, oh, you don't know how tough I can be. It's like somebody's trying to, on a bulldozer and they're trying to push you, and you're like, I'm an Aries, baby, you can't push me. You're pushing up against a mountain. So you're on your back foot and you're immediately on the defense and you're in your masculine energy. So regardless of who I'm talking to, you're heavy in your masculine energy. And when you're heavy in your masculine energy, that is, 10 toes down in the ground. You're not moving me. I'm in my ego. I know I'm right. If I have to defend myself, I will. That type of energy. So I don't know what the situation was or is that put you in this defensive position, but there's something here about being in a defensive position. Now you do have the Emperor that came up in the reverse here, and I know the Emperor, so I'm going to tell you what I'm getting from the cards, and I'm going to pull some more cards to kind of see if I'm on the right track, because that's what I do. I got to tell you what I'm picking up, and I'm an intuitive reader. I know a lot of people say that, but in this case, it is true. I know the tarot inside and out. I know the technical meanings of the cards. We won't get into a bitch fest about the technical meaning of the cards, because I could, rattle that off like the back of my hand. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm picking up from the card. So I know the Emperor gets super bad rap when he's in the reverse, because that is like the Putin of Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong, what's his name? Kim Jong, the North Korean leader. That level of, Saddam Hussein, that level of tyranny. When they say tyranny, they mean tyranny, dictatorship, oppressiveness. That is the Emperor. But the problem that I have in this, get on my little tangent here, and I'm gonna tell you, because honestly, I don't have to. I just give you the reading and tell you if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm gonna give you a little background of what I'm picking up and why I'm picking up what I'm picking up from this card, because I know the technical meaning of the card, but it's very hard in this day and age. In 2024, right? We're not living in the 1500s, 1600s where you just had, kings and queens and, dictators left and right. You don't have a lot of that, especially not in the Western world, right? And even when you do have it, it's a monarchy, so it's still more democratic. So that's why you get a lot of tarot cards or modern tarot cards that kind of change the meaning and the imagery of a lot of cards, because these are old. We ain't gonna go through the history of tarot, but when these cards were made and the imagery were made, they had different, it was a different society, right? So if you pull an emperor, unless you're talking about someone who literally is like Jeff Bezos, like the owner of a Fortune 500 company, or a Putin who's the leader of a nation who's very tyrannical, it's very hard to put someone in your everyday life, right, in the emperor position, let alone the emperor position in the reverse. Like, I mean, I have a boss, but I wouldn't consider my boss an emperor. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he has some authority over me, but I could walk out of this job tomorrow and his authority wouldn't extend past that door in my 2 weeks notice or my, goodbye. That's not really what the emperor is. The emperor is somebody who literally can wield his power over anyone, anytime, anywhere, wherever he wants, however he wants, because he's that powerful. And it's very hard to think of somebody in our everyday lives that has that type of control over it. And the only person I can think of that has that type of reach when it comes to their power and control is like a father figure, right? Like a dad, a parent. Whether it's, it doesn't have to be a father figure, it could be a mother figure, it could be anyone, a guardianship, right? Somebody who has, like, people who abuse their children, they have that reach where they can do that. They can, plant that type of force on another human being. And so, unless we're talking about somebody's parent who's very abusive, which hopefully I'm doing readings for a lot of adults here, I don't think that's the situation. So it's really hard to place the emperor. And when I get it, it's one of the few cards that confuse me, that I have to pull a lot of cards to kind of figure out what the meaning of, who are you talking about? Like, who has that type of power over my life that they would come up as the emperor in the reverse, right? I'm never in a situation where I can't get out of it. So who is this emperor in reverse? So it never really makes a whole lot of sense to me. And when Spirit give me this card, I'm like, Spirit, you're messing with me today. And I don't feel like being messed with. So let's see. I feel like this is, and the reason why I'm having a conflict here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna separate this card and we're gonna look at this emperor all by itself. We're gonna play a little game with the tarot so we can figure out what the hell is going on, because I don't feel like whoever's in this Queen of Inspiration energy is this emperor, because because the Seven of Wands is a very defensive position and the Emperor in the reverse is a very oppressive position. So or somebody's defending their oppression is the only thing I could really get from that. But I'm not getting a negative energy from this Queen of Inspiration. So I don't think it's this person that's being oppressive. It comes off like this person, you or whoever's in this energy, is being oppressed. And that's why they feel forced to defend themselves. So I say all of that to say, let's pull some more cards. I say all of that to say, let's pull some more cards. Who is this Emperor? What is the Emperor? What is the Emperor representing? We're going to do a whole... Okay. Yeah, this is somebody who has absolutely disgusting intentions. This is somebody who's like a sociopath. And I don't throw that word around lightly. I'm not necessarily saying a sociopath. Well, maybe I shouldn't say sociopath. In the, like, like those dictators like Putin would be a sociopath or something like that. But not a sociopath, but somebody who displays sociopathic characteristics. Like, they don't have any remorse, feelings, or emotional connection. Like, literally, I'm saying this in the Seven of Cups coming up in reverse. It's the card of emotionality with the Five of Swords. This is somebody who has absolutely no remorse or emotional connection to the harm that they cause on other people, as long as they get what they want. That's a sociopath. And you know what's so funny about this? Okay, so what's funny about this is, immediately when I said that, it reminded me of, and this is a good example of how the Emperor can kind of be placed in your life in a very mundane sort of way or meaning. It's like somebody is bulldozing their way through everything. They don't care what they hurt, who they harm, or it's like the means justify the end, right? As long as I get to the end goal, everything I had to do, no matter how disgusting or immoral or lack of integrity of the actions that I had to, as long as I get to the end goal. That's this energy, but it reminds me of a DJ. There was a DJ host, a radio host, that years ago, that I listened to, who was talking about his behavior with women. Right, he was a player, he was a fuckboy, and he was laughing about it. It was funny to him, and they were kind of ribbing him about it. And he admitted, he was like, I'm a sociopath. Like, he has absolutely no remorse for the way he treats women, and his excuse is they put up with it. And he has no, and then he was telling a story about how the one woman, he met one female in his life who made him question or second guess his behavior. And that's not the first time I've heard a guy talk about that, because I've heard males, and this is because I'm not bashing men here, but I've had personal conversations with men before who, men have a tendency to be very open with me for some reason. I don't know why, but it all comes out in the wash with me. Who've admitted that they have absolutely no remorse for the pain that they cause women. Emotion. They don't care. They don't care. It's like they don't care. And I remember having a conversation like this with one of my coworkers, and I was like, well, how don't you care that you're causing harm to a human being? And because it's romantic or it's sexual, it's less important or something. So I've heard that plenty of times before from men. Plenty of times before. And it's like it's a social, like, I'm not saying they're literally sociopaths, but that is a characteristic of a sociopath, is that they have no emotional connection to anything that happens with other people. There's no empathy there. They don't, it's not even like it's literally a void of an emotional empathy or sympathy for other people. It's a void of it. It doesn't exist. I think it's like a brain chemical or something. And so that's what this is displaying. And so if you're involved with someone like this, just to be very clear, they have no sympathy for the things that they do. And that they almost, you know what I said, that this Queen of Inspiration here, this fire sign energy that's coming up in this reading, I wasn't getting that they were the Emperor, but they might be the Emperor in a sense that, because, you know, I said, and had I not said this, it would not have jumped in my head, because that's not what I was necessarily picking up. But I said it and it makes sense. When somebody feels like the ends justify the means, that's exactly what this is. Like, and that's what the Seven of Wands, because I told you the Seven of Wands is more of a defensive position, and the Emperor reverse is an oppressive position. And so that's very odd that somebody would see themselves, that Spirit sees them as the oppressor, but they see themselves as defending. They're in a defensive position. And so there is a lack of harmony, and which is normal, because we're 3D beings and we don't have a direct line to spirit, or you know the divine, or whoever you believe in. So we just have to go from what we believe in, what we're taught. And this person feels that they're justified in their actions. Like, whatever I do to get to my end goal, I'm justified in it. And I don't necessarily think that somebody from the outside looking in would see it that way. And I definitely don't think anything or any being on the 5D would see it that way either. And that's clearly what's coming up, why the Emperor is coming up in the reverse as a major arcana, because that's, 5D spiritual lessons, where the Seven of Wands is how this Queen of Inspiration is seeing themselves. They see themselves as being put in a position that they have to do whatever they have to do to get to the end goal, where Spirit is seeing it as you're being oppressive, you're lacking integrity, you're lacking empathy, you're wrong. The means matter. So it's one lesson here. The means to get to the end goal matter. That's the lesson. But the way that this person is seeing it is the means justify the ends. And so there needs to be now you did get the Wheel of Fortune here. Let me see what the Wheel of Fortune is. What is the Wheel of Fortune? I think somebody's going to give up. Somebody's going to give up. Is there, yeah. I think whoever's coming up in this, yeah, they're going to give up. So I hope you saw that card just literally flew out. I almost didn't touch it, but you got the Devil and the Nine of Wands here. The Devil is coming up in the reverse. So this person, this is some ugly energy. Like, we can talk about the spiritual aspect of it, and that's always a little bit more forgiving than the real 3. Like, this is a really nasty person. I'll be quite honest with you. This is a nasty. I'm having a hard time. But if it's here, it's here, and you have to tell me who this person is, because it came up with this. Who is this Queen? Is this Queen of Inspiration? And it's just the energy. So whoever's coming up as this fire sign energy. Yeah, I don't think it's this person. This person is not coming up like, I don't know who this person is. This is the person that this Emperor was doing it to. I'm saying this is not, this is not the same. This is not the same. Sorry, my throat. if you're watching this, like I said, you have to, because I'm not here, I'm not talking to you, I don't know your lives. So if you're watching this and you're like, no, you're right, that is that person, then you're gonna have to take it as it resonates, because what I'm getting, I got all super positive cards when I asked who this Queen of Inspiration is, this fire sign energy. And this is somebody who's healing from this Emperor. So I'm gonna figure out who this Emperor is. Who is the Emperor to the Queen of Inspiration? Who is the Emperor? Can you tell me who this Emperor is? Yeah, see, victory. Somebody was out. Do you see that? 6 of Wands in the reverse. This Emperor was doing everything that they could to win. Any and everything. They did not care. They invested everything. They invested money. They invested time. They lied. They created drama. The 10 of Swords. They betrayed. They caused pain and hurt. And oh, it was awful. When I say it was, oh, what the heck happened here? It was so bad. This energy is really bad, guys. And this whoever's coming up, this fire sign energy, it could be anybody. Just the energy. When you have fire, that's masculine energy, and that is again fighter. That's a fighter. And whoever's coming up is this fire sign energy who feel like they had to defend themselves against this person who did the most to whoever this fire sign energy. They are healing. They're trying to learn how to heal. This is a process that this so we're going to stop talking about this Emperor, because this Emperor is a nasty character. Whoever this Emperor is, they're nasty. They did everything they could. I don't know what all specifically they did to the individually this person, but whatever they could do, they did. It's literally, if I were doing, let's say if I were like a psychic for, and this is how severe I think this is, and I talked about how severe the Emperor card is for Spirit. I'm like, Spirit, who has that type of power? And it's an extreme card to bring up in the reverse, right? If I were a psychic, you know, those psychics, or I don't know if that still happens back in the day when they used to hire psychics to tell them about murderers and things like this. And I'm not saying this reading is that, but if I were a psychic who worked with the police and they were trying to figure out a murder, and I got these cards, I'm not joking with you, I would be like, oh, somebody got killed. Somebody, and then maybe they didn't know what happened to a body, like a body went missing or something like that. I would say this person would literally might have been a murder. Like, that's how severe the pain and the hurt this Emperor caused someone. I would say, you know, it's a wrap. Y'all are looking at this point, it's not a search and rescue. It would be a recovery of a dead body, because this person killed somebody. I'm not saying this situation here, but that's how severe these cards are. So I don't really want to read for that person anymore. It's somebody here who is a very nasty character. And this Queen of Inspiration, this fire sign energy, is recovering from their interaction and their relationship and the oppressiveness that this Emperor had on you or whoever's coming up in this reading. So the reason. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up here, because I feel like you already know this person. You know who they are. You know what they did. You know how nasty they are. You know you need to get away, and you know you need to take steps in order to do that. And I feel like you're doing that. And it has made you defensive. It has made you defensive against people. It has made you defensive against, and that's just the way that it's going to be for a little bit, because when you experience that level of pain and hurt that somebody has caused you, the natural reaction is to become a turtle and go into your shell and not trust anything, not trust the outside world. Because who expects any human being to behave that way? Who expects that, right? To put you in harm, put you in danger. No one expects that. So the process for you at this point would be healing, because you have the Star card, the 3 of Inspiration, and the Muse of Voices, is to get your voice back, right? Because for a long time you felt like you didn't have a voice because this person was that oppressive to you. And it's about getting your voice back, getting your inspiration back, getting your life back after that very traumatic experience. This might be an experience that caused some sort of PTSD, and learning how to open up and have healthy boundaries around people, but not become a victim. You don't want to live your life like a victim. And so that's really the message here after this incredibly oppressive situation that you went through or had to deal with another human being. So yeah, I hope that helped. I hope you get through that, and I hope that healing process, and it looks like the healing process has started, but again, every healing process after a traumatic event literally starts with being defensive, you know, protecting yourself, because you feel it's almost like a guilt that happens because you didn't protect yourself against that last situation. You want to protect yourself against anything that might harm you. And so once that happens, and like the processing of that is not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, that's when you start the healing process. So, okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to do a quick finance spread. I'm not going to do a love spread because I just don't have the time in this reading. So I'm just going to do a quick finance spread to see where, because that was a pretty heavy reading, and I'm pretty sure everybody who watches this probably didn't go through something that extreme. So I'm going to do a finance reading to kind of close out the reading for you guys. And I hope you like, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you come back. All right, so finance reading for finance. So some bad decisions. I've gotten really, really good financial readings, the last two readings that I've done, but there are some decisions that need to be made here. I don't want you to fall into the trap of making bad financial decisions, right? So there needs to be some, in the next coming days, let's just do days here, literally possibly the next month or so, you need to fight. Okay, there needs to be some strength here. There needs to be some fight, because there is an opportunity to make some very bad financial decisions out of desire. And what I'm telling you here, because it came up in the cards, and you're like, it's fine, because that's what we all think, right? When we spend that $80 on that Amazon, I don't know, pen that looks really good because it lights up or something. And what I'm telling you is that there's going to be something on the back end of that. It's not going to be immediate, because it's never, when we spend money on frivolous things, it's always a bill that pops up after it. So there's going to, in the next couple of days or weeks or however it goes, you're going to need to find the inner strength to stop yourself from making that bad financial decision, or that series of bad financial decisions, because it's going to leave you in a very bad place, in a negative place, if you do not, yeah. But you got some money coming in. Woo, it's going to be a hallelujah moment. Because I feel like, I'm telling you this, and I feel like there are some people out there who's just going to go ahead and do it, and it's going to leave you stressed and sad and regretful. And then you're going to get some money to kind of get yourself out of it. You might get, like the paycheck came right on time. But don't put yourself in that position. Why put yourself in that position? So have a little fortitude, have a little strength. Don't go on Amazon. Stay away from window shopping. A bill is coming up that you're going to need this money, and it's going to put you on your back foot again if you make bad financial decisions for the next couple of weeks. So just stay strong and keep your money in your pocket in the bank where it belongs, and not on Amazon. All right, so that is the reading I have for you. I really, really hope that helped. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and come back and join us, and we'll figure it out together, right? That's what I'm here for. Okay, until next time, guys. Bye.